Greetings everyone. Today's presentation will focus on incorporating assessment as learning, also known as AaL, into the climate science module. Firstly, let's take a look at the overview of assessment as learning and some of the characteristics of it. First, AaL engages students as active participants in the assessment process. They take on a central role in evaluating their own learning rather than being passive recipients of feedback or grades. A key feature of AaL is students' ability to self-assess their understanding, skills, and progress. They reflect on their work and performance, identifying areas of strength and weakness. Next, AaL encourages metacognition, which involves students thinking about their thinking. They gain insight into their learning processes, understanding how they learn best and how to improve. Lastly, AaL values the learning process as much as the final product or outcome, where learning is an ongoing journey and the process of learning is just as important as the result. Next, here is one task that we can incorporate AaL into the module, climate science. That would be the climate change scenario workshop. First, a scenario will be given to the students which revolves around a potential rise in sea levels due to climate change, impacting coastal communities. So step 1, scenario introduction, AaL initiation. The scenario of a coastal community facing sea level rise due to climate change will be explained. Next, students individually reflect on what they know about the topic and think of the questions they might have. Step 2, collaborative research, AaL in action. Students are divided into small groups, each focusing on a specific aspect such as environmental impact, socio-economic consequences, or mitigation strategies. Within their groups, students conduct research using various sources, including scientific papers, reports, and case studies. There, they analyze data and gather information about the scenario. Moving on, Step 3, Scenario Analysis and Reflection, AaL Reflection. After the research phase, students return to their initial reflection and update them based on their new knowledge. Step 4, Group Presentation and Discussion, AaL Discussion. Each group present their findings, including the environmental, economic, and social implication of the sea level rise scenario. After each presentation, there is a class-wide discussion where students engage in critical analysis, ask questions, and offer insights. Lastly, step 5, reflective journal entry, AaL integration. Students complete reflective journal entries where they summarize their learning journey throughout the workshop. They discuss how their understanding evolved and any challenges they encounter. Through this workshop, students not only learned about the potential impacts of climate change, but also develop critical thinking skills that meet learning outcome 1, which is think critically about climate science issues, integrate information, and construct logical, consistent, and synthesized arguments that are stated in the learning outcomes of the climate science module. However, when incorporating AaL into the module, we will face several challenges. such as ensuring student engagement in AaL. One challenge is ensuring that students actively participate in AaL's activities. This can be challenging as students may not always see the immediate value of self-assessment and reflection. To address this, we need to emphasize the connection between AaL and their long-term learning goals. For instance, in the climate science module, students could be encouraged to select a climate issue they care deeply about. They will track their understanding of this issue over time through AaL activities like journals or portfolios. By making the link between AaL and their passion of the module matter, students are more likely to engage actively in the process. Moving on to the next challenge, balancing formative assessment with other module components. Another challenge is finding the right balance between formative AaL assessments and the other components of the module. It's crucial not to overwhelm students with too many assessments. In order to address this, we must strategically integrate AaL into the curriculum. For instance, in the climate science module, AaL activities could be carefully timed to enhance the overall learning experience without becoming burdensome. Weekly reflection on their understanding of a climate concept could be a manageable way to integrate AaL. In conclusion, assessment as learning enriches education by focusing on student engagement and self-assessment. It aligns with program outcomes in the climate science module. Challenges involve student participation and balance with other components which can be addressed by linking AaL to student interests and integrating it strategically. This journey towards meaningful education prepares students as lifelong learners and responsible global citizens. Thank you for your attention, and let's embrace assessment as learning for a brighter educational future.